What is going on, guys? I'm Pax the Gamer. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna show you my hybrid build firearms with stamina in the division. So this build is it's good for PvP and PvMe if you change some skills, some stuff there. So without further ado, let's proceed to the build and I'm gonna explain to you everything about it. Okay guys, so this build contains 3 tactician and 3 high-end. If you don't have this weapon is a bullfrog, you could use a liberator or something with these specific talents. Okay, so about firearms, stamina and electronics. Firearms, you must be around 6k, stamina around 3k and electronics around 6k. 636. So yeah, let me explain why I am using the 3 tactician on this build. So I'm using the tactician because of set bonus 2, 15% skill haste and the skill power. Basically this build is made around skill haste. With skill haste I have the cooldown of my skills very low, so that's why I'm using the tactician. Okay, so right now I'm gonna take my every piece of gear and I'm gonna explain to you what to use. So the vest is a gunslinger vest with vigorous, grants overheal to all healing skills. So this vigorous talent is very necessary because you could see that toughness is not so much and of course stamina is not so much, and you will not have a lot of HP. With this talent you will overheal, your heals will overheal you, and this is basically the way you resist against NPCs and other players. As major attributes you could see that 4% or resistance and 8% skill haste. Of course I stack as much as I can skill haste on all gear and all mods. So as mods you could see that I have a prototype firearms mod with 3% skill haste, and again a prototype firearms mod with 3% skill haste. The backpack is a Spec Ops pack. It's a high-end backpack and as talent is specialized. Well, this talent adds 200% of firearms and stamina to skill power. With this build you need some skill power because instead of heal you could use the seeker mine or other skills. So as major attributes you could see that I am using the skill power and mods, prototype firearms mod with skill haste, and here it comes the interesting part. So basically my opinion for this build, if you have a lot of performance mod, first aid, self-heal, use them because it will help a lot. So this is my only one performance mod with first aid, self-heal, so this is the only one I'm using. If you don't have a lot of these you could use a pulse critical hit chance, a performance mod. The gloves are Spec Ops gloves with electronics and talent savage. Critical hit chances increased by 7% against targets out of cover. So this talent says all and is the best talent for this build. As major attributes I have 17% critical hit damage and 8% skill haste. And this submachine gun damage, I don't use this. Instead of this you can actually, not you can, you should use critical hit chance. I didn't find any gloves with critical hit damage and critical hit chance to use them on this build. The Tactician Mask is on electronics, has major attributes, 4% critical hit chance and 12% damage to elite as minor attributes. And bonus set bonuses, and as mod, prototype stamina mod with stamina and 3% skill haste. Here are the Tactician knee pads. They are on electronics and as major attributes skill power, 12k skill power, and as minor attributes resistance and shock resistance and disrupt resistance and disorient resistance. The set bonuses, yeah. So as mods, I have prototype firearms mod with health, because I stacked 15% skill haste, so you cannot go much more than 50% skill haste. So that's why I choose to use this firearms mod with health. As prototype performance mode, again, critical hit chance, pulse. So instead of this, you could use first aid, self heal if you have mods with that. So the Tactician holster, you should search for Tactician holster with over 1200 of each firearms, stamina and electronics, because you will really need them. As major attributes, I have 7% skill haste. You could go for 8%, but it's hard to get 8% on every piece of gear. So as mod, I have a prototype performance mode with pulse critical hit chance, but instead of this you could use first aid, self heal if you have one like that. So my main weapon is a bullfrog. It's an exotic weapon. It's an assault rifle and it does have 18% enemy armor damage. It's not great, but it's okay. As talent, competent, responsive and uncomplicated. So I choose to use competent because with this build you will use a lot of skills, and when you use those skills your weapon damage will increase by 10% for 15 seconds, and it helped a lot. So a lot it helps. Responsive, yeah, and uncomplicated. As mods on this bullfrog, I have extended magazine with 120% magazine size, 3% critical hit chance, 4% critical hit damage. Large optics, I have a C79 scope with 16% critical hit damage, headshot damage and critical hit chance. As muzzle, headshot damage, critical hit chance and reduced rate. As underbarrel, critical hit damage, optimal range and reload speed. On this weapon you will not use any mods with accuracy and stability, because this talent will no longer be active, or the damage increased will be much more lower. So yeah, stack as many critical hit chance and critical hit damage you can. As secondary weapon you could choose whatever you want, but I prefer to use an marksman rifle, so I'm using a surplus SVD. It's not great, it's not awesome, but I don't know why I didn't search for any SVD better than this, but it's okay. I'm just gonna show you this SVD. So as talents I have deadly, sustained, which I do not use, and disciplined, which is not great. Yeah, deadly is the most nicer talent on this weapon. Yeah, which you could see that I made this. Yeah, again as mods, same mods with critical hit chance and critical hit damage, and that's basically all. As skills, I'm using the pulse with recon pack because it has the lower cooldown in PvE. In PvP, I'm using scrambler. You know why? As second skill, I am using overdose, and in PvE, and in PvP I'm using booster shot. Depends what I'm doing. And recovery link, of course. As talents, I'm using the next talent. So first talent is triage. I like to use this triage talent because mostly of the time I am playing in groups, and this talent helps me a lot to reduce my skill cooldowns when I heal an ally. So if you are playing solo, you could use adrenaline. It's okay. You could choose from these talents. Okay. The next talent is a critical save. Yeah. And next talent, strike back, and from security, steady hands. So with this build you could see that I'm maxed skill haste, and then enemy armor damage 18%, damage to elite 12%, and right now one second, headshot damage 98%, critical hit damage 83%, and critical hit chance 13%. It's not much, but this is what I can get. So that was my build, guys. Don't forget to come back for more videos like this, and if you liked my video and you have any questions, leave them down below in the comment section. I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.